Welcome to Amaravati, today's daily global news roundup, where we bring you the latest and most significant news from around the world, right to your fingertips. Stay informed, stay connected. France and Côte d'Ivoire celebrate strong bilateral ties in diplomatic meeting. French Minister for Europe and Foreign Affairs, Stéphane Séjourné, met with Ivorian Minister of Foreign Affairs, African Integration, and the Diaspora, Kakou Hadja Leon Adam, in Paris on February 1, 2024. Séjourné congratulated Adam on hosting the Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON, in Côte d'Ivoire. The ministers highlighted strong bilateral relations encompassing solidarity investments, vocational training, infrastructure development, and cultural cooperation. They also deliberated on matters concerning international peace and security during the meeting. This diplomatic engagement underscores the positive ties between France and Côte d'Ivoire across various sectors. Italian Deputy Minister meets Eritrean President to strengthen bilateral relations. Italian Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Edmondo Cirielli, met with Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki at the Farnesina. The Italian delegation included the Secretary-General of MISI, Ambassador Riccardo Gariglia, and the Director of AICS, Marco Rusconi. Eritrea was represented by Foreign Affairs Minister Osman Saleh and Sport and Culture Commissioner Zemid Tikol. The meeting, coinciding with President Afwerki's participation in the Italy-Africa Summit, allowed for a comprehensive discussion of Italy-Eritrea bilateral relations, including economic cooperation, development, and the Horn of Africa's situation. This engagement reinforces diplomatic ties between the two nations. Ecuador's transfer of Russian military equipment to U.S. criticized as reckless decision made under pressure. Ecuador's decision to transfer Russian and Ukrainian military equipment to the United States, in exchange for $200 million worth of new equipment, is considered reckless and made under serious external pressure, according to Russia's Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova. The agreement violates the military cooperation agreement between Ecuador and Russia, which requires Moscow's prior written consent for such transfers. The move follows a similar proposal by the United States to several Latin American countries, including Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua, offering to exchange Russian-made weapons for US-made ones if the countries agree to transfer them to Ukraine. UK Prime Minister holds talks with Sultan of Oman to strengthen bilateral ties and address regional crises. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak had a productive call with Sultan of Oman, His Majesty Haytham bin Tariq Al said. They emphasised the enduring UK-Oman friendship and pledged to enhance cooperation in trade, defence, and security. They discussed the Houthi attacks in the Red Sea, advocating for de-escalation and emphasising that military action should be a last resort. Sunak also addressed the Gaza conflict, calling for a humanitarian pause and increased aid delivery routes. Both leaders supported a two-state solution for Israel and Palestine, underscoring the importance of international cooperation. They concluded by reaffirming their commitment to strengthening the UK-Oman relationship. International Court of Justice finds Russia in violation of conventions in Ukraine case, France calls for compliance. The International Court of Justice, ICJ, issued a ruling on January 31 in the case brought by Ukraine against Russia, concerning violations of international conventions related to racial discrimination and terrorism financing. France has acknowledged the ICJ's decision, which found Russia in breach of its obligations, particularly in relation to racial discrimination in Crimea. The court also noted that Russia did not adhere to the provisional measures it had ordered, which are legally binding. France stressed that ICJ rulings are definitive and binding, urging their full implementation. The country reaffirmed support for the ICJ as a vital component of a rules-based international order. Germany's major airports hit by strikes, over 1,100 flights cancelled. A one-day strike by security staff in Germany led to the cancellation of over 1,100 flights at 11 major airports, including Frankfurt, affecting more than 200,000 passengers. Frankfurt Airport warned of major disruptions and advised passengers to contact their airlines for flight information. Other affected airports included Hamburg, Bremen, Hanover, Berlin, Cologne, Bonn, Düsseldorf, Leipzig, Halle, Dresden, Erfurt, and Stuttgart. While security staff at Munich and Nuremberg airports didn't join the strike, nationwide disruptions in flight operations could still cause delays and cancellations. The strike, called by the Verdi union, stemmed from failed negotiations with aviation security companies for higher wages and better conditions. UK and North Carolina strengthen trade and investment ties in third working group meeting. The UK and the state of North Carolina held their third government-to-government working group meeting since signing a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU. Discussions centered on the progress made since the last meeting, including boosting trade and investment, exemplified by Marshall Aerospace's $50 million investment in a maintenance facility in Greensboro, North Carolina, set to create 240 jobs by 2025. They also explored improving access to procurement opportunities and identified fresh opportunities for knowledge exchange and activities over the next 6 months. These include UK participation in the UNC Clean Tech Summit, a motorsport mission to North Carolina, and the next working group meeting during the Farnborough Air Show in July 2024. Global experts contribute to International Scientific Report on Advanced AI Safety. An expert advisory panel comprising international talent from 30 leading AI nations, as well as EU and UN representatives, will drive the development of the International Scientific Report on Advanced AI Safety. The report aims to consolidate the best scientific research on advanced AI capabilities and risks globally. This initiative, initially announced as the State of the Science Report at the UK AI Safety Summit, is now rebranded as the International Scientific Report on Advanced AI Safety. The expert advisory panel, featuring experts like Dr. Hiroaki Kitano, Amandeep Gill, and Dame Angela McLean, will provide input and shape the report, with initial findings due in the spring. UK's microcarb satellite set to monitor Earth's CO2 levels with unprecedented precision. The UK's microcarb satellite, designed to monitor carbon dioxide, CO2, levels on Earth, has completed assembly and qualification. The satellite, delivered by Thales Alenia Space in the UK, is set to quantify sources and sinks of CO2 on a global scale, helping improve climate models. It will enable precise measurement of CO2 concentrations in the atmosphere, providing data crucial for understanding natural carbon fluxes. The mission, a collaboration between the UK and France, marks a significant step in monitoring global CO2 fluxes and will be launched in 2025. It will play a vital role in addressing climate change and improving understanding of the carbon cycle. EU approves €50 billion in aid for Ukraine. President Biden applauds support. US President Biden had a conversation with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, praising the European Union's approval of €50 billion in additional financial aid for Ukraine. He applauded the EU's unwavering support for Ukraine in its struggle against Russian aggression and pursuit of Euro-Atlantic goals. Von der Leyen stressed the vital role of ongoing US support, which has been essential for Ukraine's defense efforts. This financial aid will aid Ukraine in protecting its citizens and soldiers while striving for freedom. The call underscores the continued collaboration between the US and the EU in supporting Ukraine's sovereignty and security. Iran claims exposure of Mossad agents in 28 countries, reveals cyber espionage tactics. Iran's Ministry of Intelligence claims to have exposed Mossad agents operating in 28 countries worldwide after conducting a large-scale intelligence operation against Israeli spy organizations. The operation allegedly yielded unprecedented information about Mossad agents and secret Israeli military facilities, weapons factories, and civilian infrastructure. Several spies were reportedly detected in Tehran and Iranian provinces, leading to their apprehension or monitoring by Iranian special services. The ministry is coordinating with foreign intelligence services regarding Israeli agents holding Iranian citizenship abroad. It's noted that Israeli intelligence utilizes cyberspace, social media, and recruiting websites. The specific countries and the total number of detected agents remain undisclosed as the investigation continues. Ukraine urgently seeks air defense support in high-level talks with U.S. Andrei Yermak, the head of the Ukrainian Presidential Office, spoke with U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, highlighting the urgent need to bolster Ukraine's air defense system. This marks the second call between the two in a week. They discussed the recent visit of top U.S. officials to Ukraine and expressed gratitude for American support. Ukraine has repeatedly raised concerns about its lack of air defense systems and has requested assistance from Western countries. The Ukrainian armed forces have faced challenges due to low stocks of missiles and ammunition for air defense and artillery, exacerbated by intense fighting and global ammunition shortages. UK and Japan boost youth mobility opportunities with expanded visa schemes. The UK and Japan are expanding their mobility schemes for young people, offering more opportunities for nationals of both countries. Starting January 31, 2024, Japanese nationals can apply for the Youth Mobility Scheme (YMS) visa without the need for a ballot, with an increased annual quota of 6,000. Likewise, from April 1, 2024, the annual quota for British nationals applying for Japan's Working Holiday Scheme (WHS) is also increasing to 6,000. These programs have allowed young people to travel, work, and explore each other's countries, fostering cultural understanding. The expansion aligns with the Hiroshima Accord's commitment to enhancing people-to-people exchanges between the UK and Japan. UK and France forge stronger alliance to combat illegal migration and enhance security cooperation in 2024. The UK and France have agreed to strengthen their cooperation in tackling illegal migration and enhancing law enforcement and security ties in 2024. During discussions in Paris, Home Secretary James Cleverly and French Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin reaffirmed their shared priorities and the historic strength of the UK-France relationship. They commended French efforts in reducing small boat crossings by 36% in 2023 and pledged to expedite the deployment of aerial surveillance equipment to intercept crossing attempts swiftly. Both nations also committed to disrupting the supply of materials for small boats through improved intelligence sharing. Additionally, they discussed convening a meeting of the Calais Group interior ministers and collaborating on security for the Summer Olympics. This collaboration builds upon the March 2023 UK-France summit agreement, with over half of UK-funded French personnel deployed to tackle small boat crossings. The focus remains on saving lives, dismantling criminal gangs, and enhancing counter-terrorism efforts. Robots poised to transform space activities, saving time and enhancing repairs. Robots are poised to revolutionize extravehicular space activities, according to Yevgeny Dudorov, Executive Director of Android Technics Research and Production Association. Robots can streamline tasks outside space stations, reducing the time required for operations. They can prepare stations, assist cosmonauts in specific missions, and clean up workspaces. In urgent situations where cosmonauts cannot perform spacewalks, robots controlled from Earth or the station can step in. Future possibilities include satellite repairs, enhancing the functionality of malfunctioning satellites. However, fine motor skill development in advanced robots will be crucial to accomplish such tasks effectively and efficiently, Dudorov emphasized. Russia and China collaborate on military applications of artificial intelligence during diplomatic talks. Russia and China have engaged in discussions regarding the military application of artificial intelligence, AI, technologies during interagency consultations in Beijing. Both delegations exchanged assessments of the situation and explored doctrinal guidelines and initiatives related to AI in military use. They emphasized the importance of coordination within the group of governmental experts on lethal autonomous weapons systems, GGE on laws, and reaffirmed the similarity of their approaches to the issue. The Russian Foreign Ministry highlighted the necessity for further cooperation in this field, both bilaterally and within relevant multilateral platforms, particularly within the GGE on laws. Catalonia declares drought emergency as water reservoirs reach critical levels. Catalonia has declared a drought emergency for the first time, affecting approximately 5.9 million people. reservoirs supplying water to 80% of the population are just 15.8% full due to an ongoing drought and abnormal dry spell. Catalan President Pere Aragon's likened it to a record-breaking drought, blaming climate change. New restrictions will limit water consumption to 200 litres per capita, including economic activities. Violating municipalities may face water pressure reduction or daily cut-offs, with potential fines. Barcelona already consumes 173 litres a day but may face stricter limits as reservoirs deplete. Agricultural and industrial sectors will also see significant water cuts. Turkey's President Erdoğan welcomes Niger's Prime Minister Zeine for key diplomatic talks. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan hosted Prime Minister Ali Mahaman Lamine Zeine of Niger during his visit to Turkey. Zeine was warmly welcomed at the presidential complex, where discussions took place between the two leaders, joined by Foreign Affairs Minister Hakan Fidan and National Defense Minister Yasar Gullah. The meeting concluded with a working dinner, emphasizing the strengthening of bilateral ties and cooperation between Turkey and Niger. This visit highlights the importance of diplomatic relations between the two nations and their commitment to enhancing economic and political cooperation. Sweden's Foreign Minister Tobias Billström engages in key talks at EU Indo-Pacific and ASEAN-EU meetings. Sweden's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Tobias Billström, is actively participating in the EU Indo-Pacific Ministerial Forum and the ASEAN-EU Ministerial Meeting in Brussels from February 1 to 2, 2024. Billström underscores the growing significance of the Indo-Pacific region for both Sweden and the EU, emphasizing the need for enhanced political dialogue concerning common challenges like free trade, the green transition, and geopolitical tensions. The EU Indo-Pacific Ministerial Forum fosters cooperation between EU and Indo-Pacific foreign ministers, focusing on geopolitics, security, trade, prosperity, and sustainability. Concurrently, the ASEAN-EU Ministerial Meeting will address strategic EU-ASEAN relations and regional issues, showcasing diplomatic engagement. Global food prices continue to drop in January, FAO report. In January, global food prices continued their downward trend, according to the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. The FAO Food Price Index averaged 118 points, marking a 1% decrease from December and a 10.4% decrease from the previous year. Lower wheat and corn prices contributed to this decline. The FAO Cereal Price Index fell by 2.2%, driven by strong competition among wheat exporting countries and improved planting conditions for corn in Argentina. Meat prices decreased for the seventh consecutive month, while sugar prices increased by 0.8%, and rice prices rose by 1.2% during the same period. Thank you for tuning into Amaravati today's daily global roundup. Globe showing Europe Africa, we appreciate you joining us on this journey through the world's latest stories and updates. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and stay connected with us. Your support means the world, and we look forward to bringing you more engaging content in the days to come. Thank you for being a part of the Amaravati Today community.